Hey guys, Justin Slaughter, General Manager here at Lithia Toyota of Odessa. Hope you guys are having a wonderful meeting. As we know, it's a used car meeting. I wanted to talk a little bit about used cars. One of my favorite things at the dealership is selling used cars. I'm going to tee up Robbie here in a few minutes to talk about our used car process and some of the changes that we've made. But at the end of 21, we'd been averaging about 100 used cars a month. I mean, we were doing a solid job, but we really needed to grow. One of the things that really kept us from growing is we kind of reached the potential on what I could do with my guys and myself, and didn't really have a good, strong used car person in the dealership that was focused on retail and procuring used cars. So one of the things we did is we brought Robbie over to the dealership, and his expertise is in used cars. So we worked together on formulating a plan to increase our used car inventory and also to make it one of the focal points of the dealership. And in 2022, we went from averaging 100 used cars a month to 145. As you can see, that's a significant increase in used cars while still maintaining a strong, deal average in the $5,000 plus range. And Robbie will talk about doing it, but I really appreciate the opportunity to get here in front of you guys today and show you guys how we put a plan together, and with some expertise and some hard work was able to have a huge increase in used cars and also maintain a high level of profit too. And without further ado, let me introduce Robbie Richards.
Thanks, Justin, and hi, folks. Thank you so much for your time today. We've heard so many different people talk about used cars possibly over the years. So what I'd like to do is boil it down just to 5 simple things. 5 simple things of what our action plan was how we put things together. So probably give you a little old school feel today, because selling a car is really just causing people to think, act, and feel positive. It's getting them excited about something, having a unique product, also having a great presentation, but really just, these are your children. That's what bullet point number 1 is where are my children? We all have kids, or maybe some of us don't, but we all know somebody with kids. And so you would need to know where your kids are at all moments of the day. Well, guess what? That's how used cars are. Every single one of these are your children. And if you can get your team to adopt the mindset of, where is my child? We all know we have the vehicle that's on the back 40 that's been sitting there for a week. Everybody's drove by it. What are we doing to take care of that? Why is this child out of play? Why are they not going to school? Why are they not in service right away? You need to have a great detail process. Detail the car day one. As soon as it's traded for, park it in a designated area, detail the car, get the pictures online for driveway, market that car immediately. You want faster results, greater ROI, market the car immediately. So that's, where are my children? So guess what? If one of your kids is missing, or if somebody calls your kid ugly and you've got an F-250 out here that has bald tires, address it immediately. Have a culture of your people that says, why is this child ugly? Well, guess what? It needs tires. It smells like smoke. Have your team not afraid to come to you and tell you why a car's not selling. Number 2, ducks on the pond. Sounds like a goofy little thing, but when you're hunting for ducks, you have a decoy out there. You have to be able to bring the ducks in. Well, guess what? If you're a small line store or a huge store, some of us have great frontage, some of us are difficult to get to. So sometimes maybe go to the auction and buy that 1 or 2 or 3 ducks, as I call them, ducks on the pond, that vehicle that grabs somebody in, the one that you raise your hand till it hurts because you're buying that Robbie red, lifted, bad to the bone truck that pulls everybody in, and then you communicate with your sales staff of how to switch them to that next car. So that's getting you traffic. Doesn't matter about the car. It does not matter. So many people miss the point of having a $70,000 widget can create a future $68,000 in future profit. So $68,000, how is that? Well, take the car, sell the $70,000 car. Sometimes maybe you take a no deal, you take a flat deal, you take a little bit of a loss, but you trade for a $50,000 used car. Then that $50,000 used car helps your ROI on parts, service. Everybody gets to play. And so if everybody's playing, then the 50 grand car is traded for a 30, 30 turns into a 15. The 15 sometimes will garnish you a total turd that has to go to the auction, but then guess what? Boom. Now the magic happens. Nothing happens till we trade for a car, and that leads me into point number 3. You have to have a buy everyday mentality, procurement. And so when I came into this position with Justin, basically the first thing I did was I looked around. We had 60, 70, 75 cars on the lot, and I said, man, you know, we've got to have cars to look at. We got to have those ducks on the pond. So what did we do? Went out and bought $2 million worth of merchandise. Most people would be really freaked out about that. Well, sometimes scared money don't make money. Buy the nicest, cleanest, frontline ready type stuff and roll. And guess what happened? You start walking it down. You go from 80 to 60 to 40 to 20, and then the thing happens. But walk that vehicle and track it. It could be a $60,000 to $100,000 profit from making one decision. So that leads me into number 4. Some of you like vAuto. Some of you are a little frustrated with vAuto. Well, guess what? vAuto is not an appraisal tool. vAuto is an inventory management tool. And if you'll allow me, if you'll pick up the phone, call sometime, I'll be more than happy to go over some strategies of what the actual product, what the actual functionality of it is. Because most people are never pulling up the sheet. The sheet shows you market data that you can give to the customer. It's tangible, they have it in their hand, and it compares you with everybody else. Most people don't even know how to print that sheet. If you'll holler at me, I'd be more than happy to help you or your team with that. And then number 5, and the final and the most important one among the others, is be aggressive. You've got to have a culture at your desk that says, we'll sell the car day one. Nothing is a unicorn, nothing is sacred. Guess what? You've got to be able to have a desk and a culture that says, we've got to sell this car day one. As a higher grossing store of profitability, guess what we did? We were missing car business because we're worried about trying to make 10 grand on this vehicle. Sometimes you take the 2, sell the car, and then you walk it down. 80 to 60 to 40, and you really get to see your explosion of profitability. And guess what, guys? Be aggressive at 30, change the price at 45, change it at 60. Most importantly, be extreme at 75 days, be the internet leader, and most importantly also, walk your people twice a month and say, what's wrong with this child? Why hasn't this car sold? I hope you very much success in the used car world. If you have any questions, please pick up the phone and call me. I'm passionate about it. I would love to be able to sit down with you or your team. There's a few people that have reached out. We'll go to the auction in the next few weeks. I'll show you how to buy some cars and how to buy the right cars. Have a blessed day.